Hey everybody, Carl here from Apt, and in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the YAS-209 soundbar from Yamaha and talk about what's changed from the 207, the model it's replacing. And if you like the 207, you're really going to like the 209. To start off, Yamaha updated the design by rounding out the corners and moving all the onboard controls and indicator lights onto the top, which I think makes them less distracting. Otherwise, the materials seem to be generally the same. Another thing you're going to notice is they decided to ditch the analog input on the 209. You still get an HDMI that's updated to be HDCP 2.3 compliant and an out with an audio return channel, optical and Bluetooth, plus a new feature for the 209, Wi-Fi. It's a good move since I can see way more people taking advantage of that versus having an analog input. Plus, with that added Wi-Fi, you now get Amazon Alexa compatibility. However, it's not compatible with Google Assistant, at least not now. So that's something to keep in mind if you already have other smart speakers throughout your home. And if you're worried about privacy, there's a button on the top of the soundbar to turn off the built-in microphones if you do choose that. But that doesn't completely disable the service. If you have the mics turned off and you still want to use it, you can always press the Alexa button on the remote to activate it. And speaking of the remote, that's where you'll find some other upgrades. The 207 had some great pre-calibrated sound modes built in, but you could only change them through the app. There was no option on the remote, so people weren't really taking advantage of them. On the 209's remote, they have them all laid out so they're easy to choose from based on what you're watching. You've got movie, TV, music, sports, and game, and then there's stereo mode, and if you look above those, you'll see clear voice and 3D surround. The clear voice feature is one that comes in really handy. I find that a lot of times on these 2.1 channel soundbars, the vocals can kind of get buried a little. This feature makes them stand out more so it's easier to follow the dialogue. Here's a sample with it turned off and on. Full price point. Thankfully, they didn't skimp so much on the picture. For inputs, you get two HDMIs on the side, one on the back, which are all HDCP 2.2 compliant, and number 2 has an audio return channel. Then there's two USBs, one on the side and one on the back. You get an Ethernet. I know you're listening to the video through whatever headphones or speakers you have in front of you, but hopefully you could hear the difference. The other button I mentioned, 3D Surround, is implemented using DTS Virtual X. This is going to virtually add actually object-based effects to whatever you're watching. It's definitely not the same as regular DTS X or surround sound for that matter, but it does add some character to whatever you're watching. Now the sound on the 209 isn't radically different than the 207, but don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. I thought the 207 sounded great for its price point, and speaking of price, our current pricing can be found at the link in the description below. Otherwise, the 209's got a very similar driver setup. There's 4 1 3/4 inch mid-range drivers and 2 1-inch dome tweeters. The only slight change made was in the wireless sub. That now has a 6.5-inch woofer, where the 207's was 6 1/4, which equates to a slightly broader frequency response. Not a big difference, but a difference nonetheless. The 209 maintains the same 200 watts of total power that the 207 got, and overall it's a well-rounded sound experience. Here's a sample of some music for you to hear as well. Another small change to note on the 209 is that because it's now got that Wi-Fi built in, you can play music off your network, but there's also the new soundbar controller app that you can use with it, which makes it much easier to fine-tune. Also, as far as video is concerned, the 207 could pass through HDR, but the 209 here can do HDR10 and HLG. All in all, I think Yamaha did a great job with the 209. There weren't a ton of changes, but the ones they made have a noticeable impact. What do you think? Is it worth the upgrade? Make sure you let us know down in the comments. And if you liked the video, remember to leave a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the great products we carry here at Apt. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.